about ecstasy and to you guys as teenagers. And what is ecstasy anyway? Ecstasy is actually called 3,4-methylene deoxymethamphetamine, or MDMA for short. And ecstasy is a psychedelic drug used in clubs, and it makes you happy and love everyone, feeling like you don't give a crap about anything. And ecstasy is mainly formed into a pill and having an imprinted logo on it, like this. And the duration of an ecstasy pill can last from 2 to 8 hours long. Teenagers should not try ecstasy or it will lead to deadly consequences. The first reason is because, like any other drug, ecstasy can be highly addictive. Yeah, ecstasy does makes you happy and escape from reality, such as family problems, money issues, or depression. But the real reality is you're killing yourself by making unwise decisions. Ecstasy contains a lot of drugs such as heroin, cocaine, acid. Ecstasy is not physically addictive, but emotionally, meaning like you cannot live without it and you become weekly users. And calling an ecstasy user that does it every day will usually provoke a negative reaction, because to them it makes them feel like they're out of control and which they need help, in which they do. And when you try ecstasy for the first time, which I hope you guys don't do, you think that you won't be addicted to it, but when you feel that pill and it kicks in, you begin to feel happy, and it makes you think that's nothing wrong, but there is. Referring back to the variety of drugs making it addictive, it makes the cocaine, heroin inside of the ecstasy pill makes you want it more. And to be straightforward, I know people who have taken ecstasy even during school, and it's like they can't live without it. Like they have to do it, and it's stupid because they don't care about school and they're just wanting to get caught. Also, I know a person who actually got caught with it, holding it, and everything went downfall for him, and he's not in a good place. Like any other drug, ecstasy does to your system, it damages your brain. And with the consumption of an ecstasy pill, it can permanently affect your brain. Ecstasy is a neurotoxin, and your brain has a serotonin and a dopamine. They're neurotransmitters that transmit messages from your brain throughout your body. And with the ecstasy in you, it destroys that, and you can't replace it because your brain has a certain amount for it. And with ecstasy, it could affect your brain. It could affect your emotions. Like it could cause permanent depression, aggression, and memory loss. And there's 2 people that died because of the emotional change. And one person was killed because that person was automobile surfing, and another person died from climbing a whole high voltage tower. And ecstasy not only damages your brain and serotonin, but it creates holes in your brain. For every ecstasy pill you take, it damages your brain for 7 years. As for me, I watched a movie about ecstasy. In the movie, they interviewed them about how they took it and what happened to them. In one case, a man that did ecstasy every day made him forget to spell his name on a piece of paper. Can you imagine if every teenager in high school throughout the entire world does ecstasy every day until we are adults? If that happens, the future generations of our society will be totally in ruin. Everyone will be dumb and clueless, and the world will be corrupted. If you think ecstasy is worse enough to damage your brain, it also damages your body as well. Ecstasy affects your body. Have you ever wondered what could make you warm for a long time? Well, for ecstasy, it could fulfill that wish. Consuming ecstasy can raise your body temperature, making you sweat. But if you overdose, it could cause hypothermia. To prevent hypothermia or overheating, it is wise to drink lots of water. And it also increases your heart rate. I have a friend who had a friend that died that did ecstasy because he fell asleep. And the number one rule when you're on ecstasy is not to sleep when you're on ecstasy. It's not to sleep when you're on ecstasy because your heart rate is beating fast and you're in a trance, meaning you can't wake up. It's like ecstasy, when you're on ecstasy, you think of nothing actually. And you just go with the flow and do whatever you feel like at the moment. Without having the ability to control your body movement, it could do something reckless and could lead to a deadly consequence. Adding to the effects of ecstasy, it can make you sexually aroused, and this could lead to all sorts of problems, like the user could get easily raped, or if it is a girl that is on ecstasy, she could get easily impregnated, not knowing, and of course, you could get murdered. There are also cases where people have tried ecstasy the first time have died. The person thinks they could handle consuming 2 or 3 pills for the first time, but when it kicks in, they begin going berserk. The person has not got any water, making their body overheat so much that the body can't take anymore and gives out. Some ecstasy pills can also make the user hallucinate for hours. One person that tried ecstasy stated that when he was on the computer, he began to talk to the computer thinking it was one of his friends. Stupid, right? Ecstasy has a consequence. As for this speech, the consequence about ecstasy. Ask yourself, do I want to lose my education? Do I want to lose my family? Do I want to lose my friends? Do I want to lose my future just for a pill that makes me happy and love for a short moment of life? You don't want to have ecstasy affiliated in your life whatsoever. Ecstasy will just pull you down to rock bottom and you will go nowhere in life. You have your family and friends that creates natural happiness and love, for it will last longer than a music pill does for you.
Good job. Any questions at all before? Go ahead, March.
If you take a pill and like 7 years later, will it is your brain still gonna be damaged? Is heal? Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Alvar.
It says one extra pill damages your brain for 7 years. So if you take 2, does it add up 7 more? Keep adding up.
Same things you would.
So basically, you're screwed
I didn't hear your question, John.
Does it make a big hole in your brain?
Well,
How deep of a hole?
I don't, but it does create holes.
I thought you did a good job.